I've reviewed the vast majority of golf launch monitors under $5,000. Today, I'm gonna rank my top 10 favorites. I'm gonna tell you what I like about each of them, what I don't, and hopefully that's helpful in helping you find the best launch monitor or golf simulator for your needs. All right, let's do it. Let's jump right in. Okay, sorry, one more thing before we jump into my rankings. If you're not sure which launch monitor is right for you, I've just updated our golf launch monitor quiz. You're gonna answer a few questions and I'm going to give you my best recommendation based on the product that I think is going to be best for your needs. I will link to that below. You can do it while you're watching this video. And just keep in mind that there is no one best launch monitor for everybody. There is no one size fits all. Everybody has different needs, different goals, different budgets. So in this video, you're gonna get the ones that I just personally enjoy the most, and the ones I like the best, and I'll give you a little bit of insight into why that is, but I would also recommend checking out our best golf launch monitors video, where I will more specifically call out the best launch monitors for each specific use case, like best under $500, best for putting, best for simulator, etc. So I'll link to that below, but without further ado, let's jump into my rankings of my favorite 10 golf launch monitors. All right, at number 10, it's this, the Rapsodo MLM. At $299, there is not a better, more feature-heavy golf launch monitor under $300. It's got a unique design where you set your phone in, it'll give you all of the data. It also has lateral data, so you're gonna be able to see if the ball is going left or right. I believe this is the only launch monitor in this price range to give you that, but I will say the data itself, it's not the most accurate. It's kind of close counts. I would say this is a little bit more for fun and entertaining and making the range more enjoyable, as opposed to really drilling down and getting extremely accurate distance numbers. But that being said, it's gonna get you pretty close, it's gonna make the range more fun, and at $299, you can't go too far wrong. All right, at number 9, we have this little guy. This is the smallest and most portable launch monitor on our list. It's the FlightScope Mevo, not the Plus, the original Mevo, and it's great. I've found it to be more accurate than all of the other launch monitors I have tested under $500. That's why I would give this the nod over the MLM I just mentioned, even though the MLM has more features. This gives you 8 different carry numbers like apex, carry distance, spin rate, club speed, and it also has Apple Watch capability, so if you're someone who uses an Apple Watch, it is extremely convenient to be able to hit the ball, and instead of having to go look at your phone or whatever, you just look down, get the data on your watch, and it's great. So retail on this is $500. You will often see it for sale for $350. You can also use the coupon code with Breaking80 all spelt out, which is gonna drop the price down to like $331 when this is on sale. So that's the price I would be looking to get this if I were you. If you find it there or anywhere less, you're getting a great deal. Also, before we go too far into this, I feel like I should mention, if you use any of the coupon codes, if you click any of the links, I will get a commission. I wanna make it really clear. I don't care whether or not you buy any of these or not. These are just my opinions on the products that I like the most. And my whole goal at Breaking80 is to help you find the right products for you. So I don't care if you buy any of these or not, or buy something else. I'm just trying to help out. So if that bothers you, if you don't wanna use the codes, if you don't wanna use the links, you can go to Google, you can do all your own research. No hard feelings, I totally understand. But if this is helpful, and if you do decide to buy one of these products, doing that allows me to continue making videos like this for you. So just keep that in mind, and let's get back to it. All right, at number 8, we have the Garmin R10, and when this came out in 2021, it blew everybody away. It was the hottest golf tech product there was, because it was the first truly, really affordable, really good launch monitor. So it retails for $600, and what's great is it works with the Garmin Golf app. So if you're already in the Garmin Golf ecosystem, if you use one of their rangefinders or one of their watches, you can get all of your practice data in the same place with this. This is also the first device on our list that you can use as a simulator. So when you buy this, you'll get E6 mobile access with 6 courses, including Bandon Dunes, which is pretty cool. So you'll be able to play simulated rounds on your iOS device, like your iPad or your iPhone, but you'll not be able to use it with a gaming PC. So a little bit of a limitation there. Despite the fact most of the metrics are calculated via an algorithm, I've found the results to be surprisingly good with this device. And even a few years after it came out, it still represents an excellent value. So if you're someone that's already in the Garmin ecosystem, you're on a little bit of a budget, you want to be able to have simulated rounds, and you don't want to have an exorbitant subscription fee, this is definitely a product I would consider. Worth noting, there is still an optional subscription, but you're not going to need it for most of the things you're going to want to do with this device. At number 7, we have the Voice Caddy SC4. And this is a unique device in the sense that it does a lot of things that other products in its price point don't do. For instance, it's got a built-in screen. I can't tell you how convenient that is. If you don't want to deal with an app and pairing things and Bluetooth, and you just want to set it down and get your data, then this can do that. It also comes with the convenience of a remote. So if you're hitting your 7-iron and you want to switch to your driver, you just go driver. You don't have to go fiddle around with an app or do anything. You just hit the button and it's super easy. This also comes with E6 mobile access. The downside is it only comes with 1 course compared to most other options that come with at least 5 or 6 courses. The other downside of this is the built-in Swing Caddy app I just don't think is very good. I'm hoping over time they're going to continue to invest in it and make it better and make upgrades, but compared to other competing products, the app experience just isn't great. And don't get me wrong, it'll get the job done mostly, but this is definitely going to be for people that prefer the convenience of that built-in screen and not having to use an app when they don't want to. And that's what I think sets this apart. The retail price on this is $550, but we have special pricing through Breaking 80 where you can pick this up for $450. And I think at that point, even with the app that I don't love, I think it's the best launch monitor under $500 because it just provides so much and it is improving every month as they make updates. All right, at number 6, this is our first big boy launch monitor, and it's the Unicore iMini. This is the iMini Lite. I actually haven't reviewed this yet, but we're talking about the regular iMini with the built-in screen. And honestly, it's great. There is so much to like. We're getting to the point where all of these next devices I'm going to talk about are excellent. So the iMini is a photometric device, which means you don't have to have a whole bunch of space behind you. You can put it right next to the ball, which is very convenient considering it also has that built-in screen. So you can just look down, you can get all your data. You don't have to use an app if you don't want to. But now we're getting into a range where the app experience is really robust. So the Unicore is actually going to measure most of its metrics. You can use a gaming PC or your iPad for their view software to get just about any data you could want. The thing I will say is I'm not a huge fan of their first-party simulator software. The graphics are just okay, and they don't include a lot of courses that I would actually want to play. So if I was picking this up, I would probably personally use GS Pro, but you're still going to spend a few $100s a year on a Unicore subscription to be able to use third-party software. And then on top of that, you're going to have to spend $250 a year to use GS Pro. So all of a sudden, you're going to be in the neighborhood of a $500 a year subscription just to be able to use my preferred simulator software with this device. And so when you factor in that subscription as well as the purchase price of $4,500 retail, that's a pretty expensive device. And I think there's other devices that provide better value for the money. Okay, at number 5, we have the Full Swing Kit, Tiger's launch monitor. And I will say, even though this is number 5, for some people, this is absolutely potentially going to be the right fit, and for others, it is absolutely not going to be. When it comes to using this outside, the user experience is wonderful. It's got a super high quality camera. It's got an OLED display that you can customize, so you can get all of your stats and metrics right away just by looking at the device. The app, while a little bare bones for a product that costs $5,000, is super easy to use, and it's very well designed. So if you're someone who doesn't want a whole bunch of frills, you don't want something that's going to be super complicated, and you want something that looks great, this is awesome. When it comes to using outdoors on a range, this is probably my favorite user experience as a whole. Here's the downside. Indoors, I've not been able to get it to give me accurate results. I've compared it against a Trackman twice, and honestly, the results have just been a little bit all over the place. And so when I was setting it up, I thought you needed 8 feet behind the ball as well as 8 feet in front of the ball. When I actually got into the app and started using it, it recommended ideally 10 feet behind the ball as well as 10 feet in front. So 20 feet, which is a pretty big number. Most of us just don't have that much room at home. Not to mention, there's not a great simulator option. If you want to use this as a simulator, you've got to buy one of their packages that comes with one of their own computers, and all of a sudden you're spending thousands of dollars more. Yes, it does come with E6 mobile access, so you can play 5 different courses on E6 on your iPhone, but you can do that for a tenth of the price by getting some of the products we already mentioned. So I don't think this is going to be the best indoor simulator option for most people, but if you want something that's accurate outdoors, easy to use, and fun, this is definitely one I would take a look at. At number 4, we have the Bushnell Launch Pro. Now this is a device that's gone through all sorts of iterations. They've changed the price, they've changed the features, they've changed the subscriptions, and so it's a little tough to know exactly what you're getting. Bottom line is, right now, the retail price is $2,000 for ball data only. You're not going to get club plane, you're not going to get any of the D plane data. If you would like that, it's going to be $3,500. I will say that as I'm recording this, the price for the ball only version is on sale for $1,749, which represents a pretty insane value. I don't know if we're ever going to see that price again, but I would use it as a little bit of a benchmark if you're looking for the best deal. The downside of the Launch Pro is it's got a $500 a year subscription. So if you want to use FSX Pro, the iPad app, if you want to use FSX Play, their premium simulator solution, regardless of what you want to do, you're going to have to pay that subscription. If you want to use GS Pro, you're going to have to pay that subscription and the GS Pro subscription on top of that. So Bushnell's kind of the king of, we're going to get you in at a pretty low, reasonable price, but then every year you're going to have to pay a high subscription fee if you want to continue getting all of the value out of it. The Launch Pro is another one of my favorite products to use on the range because it does have that built-in screen. It's pretty portable. You just set it down in front of you. You don't have to use the app if you don't want it to, but it's also very, very accurate. This is among the most accurate units that I've tested. So if you're looking for the most accurate device with the least amount of setup at a really good price, I think this might be the one to get. So while there's so much about this I love about it, actually FSX Play is probably my favorite simulator software. It looks great and playing Pebble Beach on it is awesome, but the reason it's not higher on my list is because I don't like that high subscription and the fact I've just found the device to be a little bit buggy. I've ran into battery issues with it, I've run into setup issues with it. It seems like every time I'm going to use it, I'm running into some sort of problem and I have to call support. It's a whole thing. And so maybe that's just my unit, but I haven't found it to be as reliable as some of the other devices I've used. All right, at number 3, it's the Rapsodo MLM2 Pro. At $699, it is wild how accurate this device is. I put it up against a Trackman and the numbers were surprisingly good for a device that was a fraction of what a Trackman costs. It's amazing how many features they have packed into this. It comes with 5 E6 courses, so you can use it as a simulator. It's got multiple built-in practice modes, it's got multiple built-in ranges, and it's also got Rapsodo courses, which allows you to play kind of pseudo-simulated versions of like every single golf course out there. So if you want to go play your home course, or you want to play Pebble Beach, or you want to play Pine Valley, you can go do that. And it actually works really well, even if it's not like a full 3D simulator solution. Not only that, it's Doppler radar, but it also has 2 built-in cameras to help give you more accurate data and more accurate spin numbers. The fact you get all of that for $699 is pretty mind-boggling. But as you might guess, yes, there is a catch. There is a subscription fee. It's $699 up front. You get your first year of the subscription for free, but after that it is $199 a year. And more so than many of the other devices I've talked about, you pretty much have to have that to do anything. If you want to use E6, if you want to use the practice modes, if you want to use that extra high-speed camera for more accurate spin data, you have got to have the subscription. And so while I think $200 is actually a pretty good value for what you get, when you look at the fact that it's over 25% of the base cost of the unit, a lot of people are going to have issues with it, and I can't necessarily blame them. It's a pretty high subscription. The other issue I have with it is the way they display their data. It's definitely a consumer-focused device, so if you're someone who likes all the metrics and you like to customize your data and you like to customize your screens and you really like to dig into the stats version of the app, well, you can do it a little bit, but it doesn't really allow you to do it as much as I would like. And so if you're using some more expensive, more prosumer version launch monitors, every time I go back to the Rapsodo, even though it offers an unbelievable bang for the buck, I just find the software experience to not be my favorite. That being said, you get so much for the price, it's easily in the top 3 in my list. All right, runner up. My second favorite golf launch monitor is the SkyTrack Plus. This thing can do so much. First off, the user experience is excellent. Whether you're connecting it to your phone, your iPad, your computer, it just works seamlessly. I've had fewer issues with this than any other launch monitor I've used. Every time I use it, it just works. It recognizes shots. It easily pairs. It's so nice to have a product that's so easy to use. Practicing with it is great in part because it has such a good modern user interface. A lot of these brands, their software is starting to feel a little bit dated. That's not the case with SkyTrack. The user interface is modern, it's clean, it's easy to use, and it's really easy to get all the data that you need. Aside from angle of attack. For some reason, they don't provide angle of attack, which is one of the bigger metrics most people want to use in a launch monitor, so it's kind of an odd omission. That being said, they've just recently rolled out the 5.0 update to their PC software, which now allows you to play simulated courses natively, and it works great. The courses look great, they've got a great selection of courses, it's awesome. You can't use this in the iPad app. I don't know if that's going to be added or not. I've heard rumors both ways, but if they do add first-party simulator access to their iPad app, that's going to be pretty huge. As you might expect, there are a couple subscriptions with this. It's gonna be $130 for the basic package. That's going to allow you to use third-party simulator options as well as give you some more training modes within the app. So that's pretty much gonna be an essential, a no-brainer for most people that are buying this. For an extra $100 on top of that, you can get an E6 package, which is going to allow you to use both the mobile and the PC version of E6, and it's gonna include a few more courses than most of the other devices we have talked about. And then for $220 a year, you can get that simulator package where you can use the first-party software in their PC app. So depending on what you're gonna use it for, you can expect to spend at least $130 on a subscription, and if you want simulator access, probably up to $350 a year, but it is well implemented and I think it is worth it. And finally, we have my all-time favorite launch monitor, the one I use the most for my personal practice, and that is this, the FlightScope Mevo Plus. The reason I like this so much is because it does everything so well. It might not always be the best in some cases, but it does everything pretty well. If you want to use it as a simulator, it comes with both E6 mobile and PC access that includes courses like Pebble Beach, Bethpage Black, the Old course, so it includes some really good courses. It's also very compatible with a lot of third-party solutions, and you don't have to pay an additional FlightScope subscription in order to use those third-party options, which almost every other brand makes you do. No matter what data you want and how you want to see it, the app is super flexible, super customizable, and it's just really enjoyable to use and very easy to get the information that you want when you want to see it. If you're someone who likes video of your swing, it's also one of the easiest devices to pair with multiple cameras. So you can use the built-in camera, you can use your iPhone, you can use an iPad, or you can use all those things at once and get multiple angles of your swing just by using their multicam app. And again, there's no extra subscription for that. They have made some changes to their pricing and their product offering, and I recently did a whole video on that. So if you're serious about the Mevo Plus, I would go take a look to make sure you're getting the best price and you know exactly what you're buying. But if you do know you want it, you can use the coupon code BREAKING80PLUS and you're gonna save an additional 5% on whatever sale price they're offering, which is inevitably going to get you the very best price on the Mevo Plus you can get. A couple of the downsides is there is no built-in screen and it does need quite a bit of space. So you're gonna need 8 feet behind the ball as well as 8 feet in front of the ball. So for some people that have space constraints, it's just probably not going to be a viable option. But if you do have the space and you're looking for a great simulator option that's portable, that you can take to the range, that gives you all the data you could ever want and does it without a subscription, I would definitely check out the Mevo Plus, and that is why it gets my pick as the best overall launch monitor for most people. So there you go. Those are my personal favorite launch monitors. That's how I would rank them. I have tested every single one of these extensively. So if you have any questions, drop a comment below. I'll do my very best to answer them. And if you're still not sure which one of these is right for you, make sure you go take our quiz. You're gonna answer a few questions about what you're looking for, and I will give you my best recommendation based on your needs. With that, my name is Sean Ogle. I'm the founder of this thing here at Breaking 80, where we talk about cool golf courses and cool golf products, and I will see you on the next video. Peace.